with Rudimentary Health, and today I'm going to talk to you about knife skills. I think this is a really important technique to develop, just because one, it's a lot of fun, two, it helps you keep your fingers. When we think of cooking, we often think of the time it's going to take us to chop things up and to prep things, but as you get better at the knife skills, it actually makes it a lot of fun and makes your time in preparing food a lot faster. All right, I'm gonna show you a few of the kind of basic techniques, but that's really all you need. All right, let's get started. All right, first thing we wanna do anytime we're doing cooking is to just get our station set up. It's nice to have a nice large cutting board like this that you can use. If you have a little bit of a wobble in your cutting board, you wanna take a nice damp paper cloth or a towel, place underneath your cutting board. Just make sure it gives it good stability so it's not moving around while you're trying to cut it. Next, you want to set everything up where you'll be working from left to right if you're right-handed. Putting a bowl here for scraps is nice, called mise en place as the French call it, or everything in its place. Just gives you a nice place to be able to put your scraps so that you're not always having to walk over to the trash can. It ends up saving a lot of time. You really only need 2 types of knives. Some people will say 3 that you need a serrated knife, although I never use one. So really 2 knives will do just about everything. This is called a chef's knife here, or paring knife here. This is for chopping just about everything. This is more for cutting the tips off of things, skinning different vegetables, fruits, that kind of thing. When it comes to gripping the knife, actually you want to typically choke up more than most people expect. So you want to use your index finger and your thumb and just kind of pinch the top of the blade there together like that, and actually be up on the blade itself with your other fingers wrapped around the handle. Make sure you don't have anything sticking out underneath the blade, otherwise chop it off, which is bad, and I have done. We're gonna start off with doing the rock chop. What we wanna do here is have our hand in a claw position with our thumb tucked back, and then that blade will go right up against that knuckle as it's chopping. Okay, so we never wanna bring the blade above our knuckle, and we wanna use that knuckle to help guide our blade. Okay, we'll keep the tip down, and we're just gonna come right down the vegetable here, keeping the tip down, and that's a rocking motion. Again, that's called the rock chop. The better you get at it, the faster you can go, always staying right against that knuckle. That way you can watch and not even cut your finger off, even though you're not watching. You just kind of slide your fingers down the vegetable as you go, and keeping that rocking motion going kind of helps you get through the vegetables a little bit better. Okay, and there we go. All right, the next type of chopping technique we're gonna talk about is called the cross chop. It's super easy to use. You can get good at it really fast within a matter of a couple of minutes. Grip our knife here, and we just keep the blade tip down, put our hand on top of the blade, and then we just come right across whatever it is we're wanting to chop. So we can keep that as large or as small as we want, and as things move around on the board, we can readjust it here. It's like an artist and their palette. For our third and final technique, it's going to be my personal favorite, but probably the most unnecessary, which is the tap chop. That's oftentimes the ones that you see on the food channel, quickly chopping up their vegetables and it's spewing out the other end, and it just looks awesome. We have the same grip here with our fingers on the blade. We make the claw motion with our other hand, and then we just stay right up against that knuckle. Never let your knife come up above the knuckle, because that's how you chop part of it off. And again, keep those fingers tucked back so that they don't slide out and chop off there. Keeping it against the knuckle, we just come up and then Not necessarily always super practical, but does sound pretty awesome and a good way to impress friends. All right, I'm gonna show one more technique here for dicing an onion. Kind of a cool technique. It does save you some time oftentimes. So here we go. You wanna actually really try to keep this root intact if possible. That's where a lot of the chemicals are that actually make us tear up and feel like we're crying. So again, instead of cutting the root off, cut down through the root. And you wanna cut the other end off. Peel off as little as possible. Horizontally here. Okay, so now we've got 2 horizontal cuts through the onion. We're gonna cut down vertically like this. So now you can see we've got the onion cut here and then also here. Now we, again, make our claw. Starts to become a little wobbly. We go ahead and flip it over. Keeping that root intact. Okay, that's it for today. I just wanted to show you a few basic chopping techniques that will hopefully allow you to be more efficient in the kitchen, makes your time in the kitchen much more enjoyable. A few techniques in there to show off to your friends, enjoy and be able to cook a more delicious, healthier meal. If you're interested in Mediterranean diet, I did do a video called Mediterranean Diet Simplified. You can look at that. And that's it. I hope this was helpful and I hope to see you in the future. All right, thanks, bye-bye. Hello, I'm Dr. Matthew Morris. Let's get started.